Hello, ninth grade. By now, you should have heard about the MYP Personal Project that students are required to complete in the 10th grade. But what is the MYP Personal Project? The MYP Personal Project is a 4-part project based on a topic that you're passionate about. That's right, you pick the topic. Not your English teachers, not your parents, not your counselors. You pick something that you care about. That means the possibilities are almost endless. You could design or build something useful. You could create or perform art. You could work to bring attention to or solve a problem that impacts the community. You could learn a new skill that you always wanted to learn. You could contribute time to or raise money for an important charity. You could start a business or a nonprofit organization. You choose the topic based on your personal interests. So what's the catch? Of course there's a catch. You have to choose a goal that you can complete in 25 hours. Not 25 hours in a row, but 25 hours over the course of the next few months. How do you pick something like that? Well, we pick a goal, and our goal should follow the ABCDs. The goal should be accessible, it should be believable, it should be challenging, and it should be desirable. Accessible just basically means you can judge whether or not you were successful. Believable means, is it something that a 10th grade student can complete in 24 hours time? Challenging. Why do it if it's not going to make you better? But don't pick something so difficult that you can't make it happen. And finally, you want it to be desirable. You have to spend 25 hours with it. Don't pick something you don't like. Once you pick your topic, you begin researching what you need to know to reach your goal. The research doesn't necessarily look the same way that it looks for maybe a research paper in your English class. Your research could involve talking to people, talking to your supervisor. It could involve YouTube videos. It could involve articles off of Google. There are a lot of different ways that you can do research. So if you're learning how to improve your soccer footwork, your research might include videos and articles about the technique you want to try. If you want to perform a guitar solo but you don't know how to play guitar, you would look up a fingering chart and some how-to videos. Once you've chosen your topic, you begin working on your project. Your personal project has 4 major components. You have your process journal, you have your product, you have your paper, and you have your presentation. The process journal is a record of what you planned, what you actually did, which might not be the same thing, how it worked, and what you would do differently. You complete an entry every few days that you work on your project. Entries can come in many different forms. It could be written in a paragraph, in a list. You could use drawings, you could use diagrams, you could use pictures, you could use charts. You name it. You could type it or not. How you complete your process journal is up to you. It has to work for you. You will eventually turn some of them in with your project, so make sure to be honest about your progress. Here's a list to tell you some things about the process journal. It's begun at the very start of the process and used throughout the process. It's a place for planning. It's a place for recording interactions with sources, for example, teachers, supervisors, and external contributors. It's a place for storing useful information like quotes, pictures, and ideas. It's a means of exploring ideas. It's a place for reflection on the stages of the project. It's a place for evaluating the work completed and a place for reflecting on your learning. It's created by the student in a format that suits his or her needs. It's useful for the student when receiving formative feedback, and it's used by the student to produce the project report. But it isn't used on a daily basis unless that's useful for you. It's not written up after the process has been completed because then it doesn't really mean anything. It shouldn't be additional work on top of the project. It's part of and supports the project. It isn't a diary with detailed writing about what was done. And it's not a static document with only one format. The product is your finished product. So if you're improving your soccer skills, a finished product might be a video about your skills. If you're trying to learn an instrument, your finished product could be a live performance, perhaps with other players. Your paper is a 1,500-word paper reflecting on what you did on your project. 1,500 words might seem like too much to write, but remember, you're writing about what you did, why you did it, what you learned, how you think you did, and what you would do next time. So essentially, it's 1,500 words about yourself and what you think. And if you put it that way, it's not quite as scary. The presentation is how you put your project on display for the MYP Personal Project Fair in December. You can use a computer. You can use trifold boards. You can use posters. If you make something, you bring it to the show. This is your time to shine. You get to show parents and the community just how amazingly smart you are. Don't worry, no big scary presentation on a stage in front of everybody at the same time. You just stand next to your project and you answer some questions about it when people come by and ask. So let's be honest, 25 hours is a lot of time. How are you supposed to take 25 hours and you have all of this other stuff that you have to do? 25 hours is a lot of time if you try to do everything all at once. But let's say you start it during the second week of school and you finish in it in December. If you give 2 hours a week of time every week except Thanksgiving week, you will have put in 25 hours by the time the project fair happens. And at the beginning of the school year, your English 10 teachers will be helping you with your research goals for your project. So you'll have class time to work. But what if you have trouble with the project? What if you get stuck? Well, you get to choose a personal project supervisor as a staff member, and you'll meet with them so that they can help you if you get stuck, and they can help motivate you and help keep you on track. But seriously, what's in it for you? Because that's the important question. No, you won't get an Oscar, you won't get any Chipotle, and you won't get any cash. Sorry. But every student who successfully completes the project will receive a half-credit elective for completion. That's it. It just magically shows up in your transcript. You'll also receive your MYP certificate. That comes in handy when you're applying for colleges and jobs. It lets people know that there's a seriously motivated student sitting in their midst. When you receive your certificate, you'll also receive graduation cords so you can get started on your graduation swag. The only way to earn these things is to complete your MYP personal project. You'll get a good grade to start off the year in English 10. The research objectives will be graded, and for once, your teacher won't breathe down your neck for Googling something that you actually enjoy. You'll have a chance to represent your own awesomeness at the MYP Personal Project Fair. You'll earn SSL hours for presenting in the fair, and you'll receive notification about other SSL opportunities as well. If you complete the project, these notifications will continue until you graduate. If you're thinking about being an IB diploma program or an IB career program diploma candidate, you have to do a similar project. To earn an IB diploma, you either have to complete an extended essay or reflective project, depending on your program. Either way, this is great groundwork for either of these projects. And even if you don't pursue an IB diploma, this is great preparation for the types of projects that you will do in your IB classes or when you go to college. And most importantly, this is a great guilt-free opportunity to do something that's interesting to you. And now, how to earn some fun stuff or win some fun stuff. Text me, Miss Farmer, at this number or email me. You have to tell me your name and your English teacher and either give me 3 things that you learned from this presentation or ask me one question about the MYP Personal Project. Don't worry, I'll respond, but I won't internet stalk you. Everyone who texts me and follows directions will be entered into a drawing for a Chipotle gift certificate, but you have to text by the end of the day on Friday, June 5th. Thank you guys for listening to the personal project presentation, and we'll see you in English 10 in the fall.